as you all already know. So it's a cold case. The victim in this matter is identified as Matthew Prescott Leach. When he passed, he was age 22. He was living on Court Street in Flint at the time of the incident. He had been living in that area for about 2 years. Prior to that, he was a resident of Shiawassee County, a lifetime resident. He grew up in a neighborhood on M21 and M13 in Venice Township. On 7/24 of '92, sometime between 10 and 11 p.m., he was at the Colonial Coney Island restaurant on Corona Road in Flint. He was there meeting an ex-girlfriend and reportedly walked away from her and was never seen again. Leach was found by hunters on 7/31 of '92 in a secluded wooded area in the vicinity of M21 and Reed Road in Venice Township here in Shiawassee County. Before I go into the cause, he was last seen wearing a white Camel's logo t-shirt. It said Joe Cool. He was wearing designer jeans and black cowboy boots with silver colored tips on the toe. Cause of injury was multiple injuries. In terms of case evidence, we are re-evaluating the case evidence. There's been many interviews on this case over 31 years. If there's someone out there who may have not been truthful, but is willing to come forward now, there will be no one in trouble for this. We are looking and doing everything we can to solve this case so the family has closure. There's nothing worse than losing a child. Me personally, I have been there, so I know what this family has gone through. Everyone deserves justice. So we're asking for the help of the public. If anyone should know anything about this case, they can reach out to the sheriff's office. They can make contact with Detective Mark Pendergraph, who is working with the prosecutor's office and the sheriff's office in trying to solve this case. I have also spoken to the family. The family has agreed to give a $4,000 reward for information leading to an arrest and conviction. So if anyone out there can help us, please do not hesitate, and you can reach out to my office or Detective Pendergraph. Do we have any questions? Yes, sir.
You said he was going to meet his ex-girlfriend. Have you questioned the ex-girlfriend? Was the ex-girlfriend the last person to see him alive?
I would have to revert to my detective.
I'm sorry, what was the question?
He was going to meet his ex-girlfriend. So was the ex-girlfriend the last person to see him alive? Has the ex-girlfriend been questioned?
Well, she is the,
Yeah, that would get it on TV. You're helping the cause. That's the most important.
I was going to avoid this.
It's important.
So yes, the girlfriend is the last known person to see him alive. There was numerous interviews done over the years. Obviously, I can't go into the case and what's been done or not done, but I can assure you that any person that has any information about this case either has been or will be interviewed.
And we read another published report too, that the clothes were never recovered, so was he found without clothes?
It's pretty common knowledge. He was wearing underwear only.
And then the sheriff said multiple wounds, were there multiple stab wounds?
Well, we're holding a little bit back so that if we do find the person responsible for it, if they admit to it, then we'll know that we have the right person. So we're leaving it at just multiple injuries.
What is important right now to bring light to this case?
It's the anniversary of the time it happened 31 years ago, and detective has been working on this for about 4 months. And where we're at in the investigation, both he and I think that it's very important that we get this out to the public, because we are going to need the help of the public.
Is frustrating a good word to use for how you feel about this investigation, or how would you describe the challenges in trying to find his killer?
I think I can not only speak for myself, but the past 6 sheriffs, that none of us as a sheriff wants something like this to happen on our time, right? So it's something when you're in charge of a community and your main job is the safety of that community, it wears heavy on us. So yeah, it becomes frustrating because you know somebody did it, but sometimes that's very difficult and challenging, but we're not going to stop. We're going to continue doing our best. I have the support of the county that have been great to me, the prosecutors behind me, and of course we're very lucky to have Detective Pendergraph. Yes, sir.
I know you said the past 6 sheriffs looked into this. Why are you guys hopeful that now you'll come to some sort of leads to this case or something?
Well, what I've learned over the years is as we age, okay, your life seems to change. Maybe at one point in your life you made some bad mistakes, and as you get older you want to mend those mistakes. So what I'm hoping is, please give this family closure. He has already lost his mother, and we still have his dad. He has a daughter. He has 3 brothers and 1 sister. So the family is still suffering with this loss. It never goes away. So we will not stop working.
And what would it mean to you? I know you mentioned that you said you had gone through something like this yourself. What would it mean to you to give the family some measure of justice?
It would mean a great deal to me, because they deserve it. And like I stated before, everyone deserves justice.
How many cold cases are currently in the files right here in Shiawassee County?
This cold case is the only one the sheriff's office has, and there's one other cold case that Michigan State Police has that I'm aware of.
You know, how important is it that these cases aren't forgotten about and that there's still justice sought after?
It's very important. A homicide is always a homicide, and it's always open. We never close a homicide, and all we have to do is keep working and hope that the public can help us here.
It's important that you know that this case has been investigated, worked on over the years. It's not been 31 years since anything has been done. It's been worked on periodically over the years. The problem with cold cases is, unless you have somebody dedicated to work in the case, it's very hard to work a cold case when you have your current cases and new cases coming in. It's hard to find the time. So that was the benefit of hiring me to work this case only. And I'm not sure if the sheriff mentioned, did you mention the dates?
Yes.
Okay.
We've often heard that they've been able to use new DNA processes that have just been developed. Have you guys been able to use any of those resources to kind of have any leads as to who a suspect could be?
Well, you're kind of getting into an area where we don't want to elaborate too much because the work is still being done. What the sheriff said is that we're still evaluating the evidence that there is, and we will use every means at our disposal to discover if that evidence can help us figure out who did this.
Have you gotten close to any leads over this 31 years? Have you gotten close to a person of interest anyway?
No, there's multiple suspects, so it's not like there's just one. And that's one of the reasons we're asking for the public's help, is a case like this is very difficult to work for a lot of reasons. But as the sheriff was saying, the one thing that we're looking for is somebody who back then knew something but didn't say anything, or maybe knew something but didn't tell the truth. And that's why it's important that they know that regardless of that, if they come forward, they will not get into any trouble whatsoever.
Any idea how you think he might have been brought to where he was found?
You can only speculate. I mean, honestly, there's multiple theories. There's just no way to know for sure yet.
I think I will go over those dates once again to make certain that you do have them. He went missing on July 24th. July 24th of 92. Again, the last time frame we have is between 10 and 11 p.m. He was located in the area that I explained on 7/31 of 92. So those are the dates when he went missing and when he was actually located.
Can you give us the telephone numbers again to contact?
Yes, they can contact the sheriff's office at 989-743-3411, and you can go to option 3 on your touchtone phone, and then you can leave any information you have, and then this information would be passed on to Detective Pendergraph. He also has an extension, and that is 7233.
Has this been on Crime Stoppers? Have you already reached out that way in years past?
In the past.
Yes, in the
That's my
past.
understanding. Working on trying to get that on there again.
Did Matthew have anybody out there that wanted to harm him?
Well, again, you're getting into the details of the case, and I mean, obviously somebody did. That's why I hesitated with my answer, but yeah, I can't get into the specifics of who.
Yeah, it's
or
too
how many.
important for the case, so we have to be very cautious.
Can you tell us if it was a bad breakup with his ex-girlfriend, or is that something you can't share either?
Yeah, can't.
No, sir.
Oh, I just asked.
Anything else?
What was he like as a person?
I guess you can talk to his dad, and he can give you that information. From what I remember, he was a nice man. Young, 22 years old. Just so you all know, his father is here in the audience, and he will give you that type of information. He's been on camera before, and he's not afraid to do it again. We just want to do our best to give him closure and his family. So thank you all for coming here. I appreciate it.